Hey guys, so we are here today to talk to you about the newest, I guess, feature that we have put into Helm. It's been here all along, but we expanded on it to make things a little bit easier for your crew and for you on shore side as well, to basically know what forms you need to fill out at certain times. So this is what we call it's event populating forms, so generating forms based upon events. Not all of you use events currently, and our events are actually located right here on the wheelhouse tab. I'll expand this just so you guys can see all of the left-hand side as well. But again, our events are located right here underneath this wheelhouse tab. And every company is not utilizing this right now, but I highly recommend that we start utilizing this event button. If you are interested in purchasing Captain's Log, which is coming out very, very soon from Helm, this is a button that you will have to get used to logging into events. So I'm going to go over what we've added into the system and just kind of touch on how it works. And then at the end of this video, I will put up a screen basically that shows you what events have been created and then what forms go along with these events. So an event is basically anything that can happen throughout the day. So as somebody's filling out a captain's log, they're shifting a barge, a crew change, there's an incident, things along those lines. Some of those require forms to be filled out. And a lot of the times the crew may not know what forms to fill out in the case of an incident or a crew change or a new crew member coming on board. So we've tried to really automate the system in a sense and make it easier for your crew so that they don't really have to think about it. It just comes up in the to-do list for them to do when they select that specific event. So I'm just going to touch on a few of them, a few new ones that we've added in, as well as what would populate for them and how that works. So I'm going to click log a new event, and we're going to click event, and this awesome box pops up. It's very, very simple. The time and the date and who's logging it already populates. We do touch on this a little bit in another video that we have in our library that's talking about logging events. So if you have any questions on logging events, we do have another video that goes over the whole process. So we're going to click on event type, and I'm just going to touch on a few of the new ones that we've added. We have added the 12+ hour trip voyage. We added the crew accident, illness, or injury event. We've added crew change, critical equipment failure. We have added incident, new crew for deck employees, new crew for master, captain, and mates. Those are all of the newest ones that we have added into the system or are currently adding into your system as we speak. So one of the newest ones I really wanted to touch on was critical equipment failure. So this is actually populates a new form that nobody's seen yet, but one of the things that a lot of people are getting hit on in audits is how do you track your critical equipments and failures on those critical equipments. So what we wanted to do was make it really easy. So let's just say our port main engine went down as a critical piece of equipment. So I'm going to hit critical equipment failure. You don't really have to put in a location or a description, but once I log that event, that is going to pop up under my today list. You just saw it come up, that critical equipment failure form. It's really simple. We didn't want to make this too intense, but a lot of people forget to log this as a task. So if I'm putting in that, hey, I had a critical equipment failure, I'm going to click on this form. It's basically just asking me to select fail to the right-hand side so that I can go in and fill out that task box to really note that we had a critical piece of equipment fail and that we didn't forget to log the task item. This is really just a way for us to kind of remember to do things. The biggest part about when you're having a form populate from an event is that you can tell right up here at the top, there's no omit button. They have to fill this out in order for it to be removed from the to-do list. You can't omit these forms. So when we were building this out, we really tried to make sure that there was no forms that we would put in this list that would not needed to be filled out. So let's just say that there was an incident, somebody got hurt on the boat, but they're declining medical treatment. we didn't put that in there because that may not always be the case. So we didn't want it to make it so that that form would never go away on your to-do list and you just had to fill it out randomly. So we left that off of the list. So I'm gonna just discard it to get us back to the main screen, but that's gonna live here until it is filled out. Another new event that I kind of wanted to touch on is there's some events in here that will trigger multiple forms. So one of them is the new crew for Master, Captain, Mate, and the deck. So if I click new crew, Master, Captain, Mate, just as a warning, all the forms are not built in here for all the forms that would populate for this event. But again, I'm going to show you at the end of this video a screen which will tell you all the forms that will come up for each event type. So if I log that, I now have 3 new forms that came up, 6.2a, 6.2b, and 6.2c. And what's really cool about this new crew, that you have a new crew coming onto the vessel, is that you don't have to rely on the crew to put this information in. If you know on shoreside that you have a captain coming out to the boat the first time today, you can go in on the shore side and log an event as a new captain or a new deckhand coming out, and those forms will automatically populate for the guys on the boats to know, okay, today this new captain that's coming on the boat or this new deckhand, I need him to fill out all of these forms, and it's not going to leave this list until it's been completed. So you can go in and say, okay, did they actually do those forms within that 24-hour period that is required by Subchapter M, and that's allowing you to stay on top of it and allowing you to stay compliant with those laws. So we just wanted to make it a little bit easier for your crews to be able to know what forms to fill out based upon just hitting logging an event. So again, I know not everybody uses it because they referred more to it as like a logbook or things like that. But I would suggest if you can move towards using this log a new event button for different things that may happen during the day, incidents, crew change, new crews, accident or illnesses, some of the bigger ones, that will allow you as a company to make sure that there's no forms being missed when they're having these incidents, accidents, or just events occurring on the vessels. If you're going through these new features in your system, once it does get into your system, and you're saying to yourself, well, all these forms are great, but Erin, we don't need this one specifically because we fill this out for a different reason. That's fine. We can customize it to be whatever it is that you need it to be. Just call us or send me an email, Erin@tbssafety.com, and I will make any changes necessary for your environment. Again, all of our environments are very customizable, so we don't have any issues changing it to be more specific to your company and what your company does. And if there's an event that you can think of that you're like, hey, we want to use this event to trigger this form, we can build that in too. This is just a starting point, and we would love to expand on it more to make it more useful for your vessel. So again, stay tuned to the end of this. I'm going to put up a screen that lets you know what events are going to be listed and what forms are going to be listed underneath that event, and that way you can get a better understanding and a better idea of what's going to be new in your environment. Thank you guys so much, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I am more than happy to help.